guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my tattoo and piercings video. This video has been requested probably the most times since I've been on YouTube, and I've honestly just pushed it off doing it because I wanted to get more tattoos, but I realized that I'm poor and I'm saving what extra money I do have. So I was recently asked by Curvy Nerd. I will leave her channel linked below. I've talked about her before on the channel, but she asked me to talk about my tattoos and piercings, and I asked on Snapchat if that was something you guys wanted to see, and I got an overwhelming response of yes, please do it. So that's what I'm doing today. I am going to put this disclaimer out here, even though I think I shouldn't have to, because you can obviously tell by the title what this video is going to be. If tattoos and piercings aren't your thing and you're only going to say negative things, then feel free to go ahead and click out of this video. My feelings will not be hurt. If you leave any sort of negative comments, or if you're hateful in the comments, you will be deleted and blocked. I do not want to see any negativity. This is my body and I've done what I've done, and honestly I'm not trying to please anyone, so if it's not your thing or you don't have anything nice to say, then don't comment, don't watch. I will not be offended in any way possible, but again, if you say anything negative or hateful, you will be deleted and blocked. So let's go ahead and get into this video. I'm going to start off with my piercings because I honestly don't wear a lot of the piercings that I have anymore, and I've had a lot of piercings in my life, but I don't wear jewelry in them for the most part. Some of them have closed up, and I'm not going to necessarily talk about the piercings that I don't wear anymore because I feel like that's kind of redundant, but I will talk about the ones that I am wearing jewelry in. We'll start with my face because obviously you guys can see those. I do have my nose pierced. I don't like the feeling of studs or the look of studs. It makes my nose really irritated, so I usually just wear a hoop, but I love my septum and sometimes I feel like it's too much, so normally you'll only see my nose ring in like Snapchats and stuff, but I do have my nose piercing in and I do wear it when I'm home. I have my septum piercing, which is probably one of my favorite piercings. I know that a lot of people hate it, but I'm so thankful that I got it. My nose piercings honestly weren't that painful. I feel like I have a pretty high pain tolerance though. The septum I was really scared about because people say it's one of the most painful piercings you can get, and normally before I go get a piercing I will do lots of research on it. I'll watch YouTube videos, and people were passing out because of their septum and it really freaked me out, but honestly the piercing wasn't that bad. It was a lot of pressure and my eyes watered. The same with my nose. It wasn't very painful. It was quick, and my septum was one of the easiest piercings I've ever had healing wise. I highly recommend getting it if you're thinking about it. It wasn't nearly as bad as what everyone made it out to be. The other one that I have on my face is my Monroe. I've had my Monroe piercing for years, and honestly I've debated taking it out because sometimes I feel like it can look a little bit trashy, but I don't want to have the scar there, because one thing you should definitely think about whenever you get piercings, which I was young when I got this one, is they're going to leave scars, and facial piercings especially are going to have visible scars, and so I'd honestly rather just keep it in. And I do have a love-hate relationship with, I took it out for a couple of months, maybe even a year at one point, and then I finally put it back in and I'm starting to love it again. The pain on that one wasn't very intense. I don't remember. I was a freshman in high school when I got it. The only thing I remember, the lady who pierced me could not pierce at all. She actually got fired a couple weeks after I got mine because I had to go back and have it fixed, and they had told me that she had been fired, but she clamped me. I'm not sure if that's a normal procedure, but the clamps hurt worse than anything else. I don't remember recovery wise, but I'm sure that I was swollen for a while, but I do like it. I would just be cautious of the scarring. So the other piercings that I wear actively are in my ears, and a lot of the times you guys will see my stretched earlobes. So I do have my lobes pierced, obviously, and they are stretched to 1 inch. I think I'm stopping at this point because I stretched really badly when I was younger. I wasn't educated, and so my lobes are really thin, and I could downsize and re-stretch up, but I've sold all my other plugs and stuff, and it's really expensive to stretch your ears, so I think I'm just going to stay at this size. I like them. I think that they are a good size for me, and I'm happy with them. I have my double lobes pierced, but I rarely wear jewelry in them because my plugs are so big now that I feel like it's kind of distracting. And then the other one that I normally wear jewelry in, which I have it on both, I don't know if you guys can see, y'all get it up close, it's my anti-tragus, and this is one of my favorite piercings as well. I have it on both sides, and the pain for that one was pretty, I don't want to say pretty bad, but it was painful. It's cartilage, it's very thick cartilage, and so when they pierced me, it made a really loud popping noise. I got these done at different times, so I got one done and then I went back like a couple months later and got it done. So obviously it wasn't that bad to stop me from going back to get it done, but I remember it was a really loud popping noise and it was a very tight sensation. And then the other one that I wear jewelry in often is my tragus, which is this little nubby thing right here, and I normally wear just a hoop in it. I don't like the look of a hoop necessarily, but I do wear it. And yeah, so those are my piercings that I wear actively, mostly just my face and my ears. Okay, so moving on to my tattoos. I obviously want to have more tattoos, and that's why I've pushed this video off, but like I said, I'm saving now, and tattoos are just kind of the last thing I will be spending money on because they are expensive. I do have a lot of little tattoos because I wanted to get tattooed and I didn't have a lot of money, so I'm gonna start with my arm because that's what you guys see often, and then I'll work my way down on my body. So the ones that you guys see are right here, and this honestly has a really cool background story, and every time I tell this, people look at me like I am absolutely insane. So where I'm from, a local shop where I get tattooed at, they have something called the Secret Tattoo Club, and what you do is you pay $40 and you pick your artist. So the guy that I like to get tattooed by works there, that's why I go there, and then you pay $40 and you go to a gumball machine and they give you quarters to put in and you twist, and whatever design comes out is what you get tattooed. And I think that you can draw up to 2 times. My boyfriend and I went because we were just like, let's do this, it'll be fun. And this is a design that I got, and again, I'll put in a picture so that you guys can see it a little bit better, but it's a dagger and I think he did really great. The guy's name is Caleb, and I'm not going to tell you what shops I got because if you live near me then you're going to know about these, and if you don't live near me then you're probably not going to want to travel to get tattooed. But so that one was just a really random one. I think the story's fun, and I think it was kind of a spur of the moment decision, but I'm not disappointed with what I got. So the next one that I got right here, these aren't in order by the way, but this is my flower, and honestly I got this tattooed. I was dating a guy and his friend was a tattoo artist, and I was like, you know what, I want to get a new tattoo. I want to get something big. I went in with something off Pinterest, which I do not recommend, and he kind of designed it to his own taste. We put some colors in it that I like, and I got tattooed. And I still really like this one. The placement I feel like is a little bit odd. I don't know why I picked that placement, but I do really love this tattoo. This is the one that I get the most compliments on. All the time people are telling me they love it. There are no meanings to either of these. I just got them, well, that one, obviously you know I got that one. I just got this one because I thought it was pretty. I don't think that tattoos necessarily have to have a meaning. I just think that they're beautiful artwork, and so that's kind of the story behind that one. The next one that I have right here is a quote on my arm, and it says, "There's beauty in sinking ships," which is one of my favorite quotes. I don't remember where I saw this, if I saw it, because I've googled it before and I can't find out where I got it from, but it's been a quote that I've loved since I was in high school, and it's something that's kind of carried with me throughout my life. To me, what it means is there's a positive that comes from every negative situation, and it's all kind of about how you view the situation. I know that the quote sounds really morbid, and when I got injured and I was having fundraisers, I made it a saying on a shirt, and a lot of people were really confused by it, but to me it just means there's positive that comes from everything, and even if the situation appears to be a negative one, you can find a positive from that situation, and it's all about how you view it. So that one definitely has a lot of meaning to me. So on the same arm, I do have Roman numerals for the number 13, and I got this 2 years after my car accident, well, 2 years and a day. For those of you who guys don't know, I'm gonna try making a remake of this video, but in 2012, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed, and it happened on June 13th, 2012. And 6 months before that, in January of 2012, on January 13th, my stepdad had a heart attack. So within a 6-month time period, my family's world got turned upside down. And honestly, for the longest time, 13 was kind of like a bad number. And even to a lot of people who don't know me personally or care about my accident, 13 is kind of a superstitious number. And so it has like a bad rep. And I wanted to get this tattooed on the 2-year anniversary of my accident because that was Friday the 13th and I thought it would be cool, but I actually got it on the Saturday, which was the 14th. But I wanted to get it kind of just to show that the number holds no power over me and kind of as like a coping way. I know it may sound kind of silly to some of you, but this tattoo does have a lot of meaning for me. I'm not scared of the number 13. In fact, I embrace it and I try to celebrate that day as a day of life instead of look at it in a negative way. But yeah, I got this one kind of just as a way to cope and realize that I'm not scared of that number and I'm not going to let that number control me. So the next one I have is on my thumb, and I will insert pictures of this because you're not going to be able to see it very well. This one I get asked about quite often because you guys see it on my Instagram and people see it often in person. And this one is, I got it with my friend Brittney. She and I met through blogging. I went to Texas for some physical therapy and she happened to live close by. So we met the day before I flew home and she was like, do you want to go get tattoos? We had discussed it before, but I didn't actually know it was going to happen. So we went to a tattoo shop by her house and we got tattooed. Now this is the Cairo symbol, which is the earliest known monogram for Christ. I am a Christian and I really feel like Brittney, which is my friend that has the same tattoo, we were brought together through Christ. We changed the monogram up a little bit because the actual monogram is an X and a P together, and we made the X be arrows because at the time her blog name was Like an Arrow, and it's based off a quote that we both really liked, and so we kind of wanted to personalize it to ourselves because a lot of people actually have this tattoo. It's not something that's unique or anything like that, and so we wanted to make it unique to us, and so we got it tattooed. And a funny story about that is the girl who tattooed us, she's actually one of my really good friends now. I don't talk to her as often, but we were telling her about how we met in our blog and stuff. She started a blog, she has her own business now, and I follow her on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. It's really awesome. I will leave both of their links in the description so you guys can check them out because they both are wonderful, wonderful people. This one does need to get touched up because it's on my hand and I use my hands all the time, so it has kind of faded a little bit, but it's still one of my favorite tattoos that I have. Funny fact though, nobody wanted to tattoo my hands. I had went to another shop in Texas and the guy was like, nope, you don't have any other tattoos that, like, you're not heavily tattooed, I'm not doing it. And I was really kind of bummed. So the last tattoo that I have is actually the first one that I got, and I'm just gonna have to insert pictures because it's on my foot and there's no way that I'm lifting my leg and trying to show you guys my feet on this camera right now, but it is a quote and it says, God dances over me. I got it the day I turned 18. When I was thinking of tattoos I wanted to get, I knew that I wanted to get words, and I had it picked between, I really wanted to do walk by faith, not by sight, but that again is a super common tattoo that a lot of people have, especially on their foot. One day at church, my sister was doing a recap of a conference that we went to called Women of Faith, and one of the songs there said, he dances over me, and my sister was talking about it, and I think that the way she worded it was, God dances over me, and she was like kind of talking about what the song meant to her, and it clicked in my head. I'm like, God dances over me. I really like that. So I kind of thought about it for a little bit, and I finally went in and decided to get it tattooed on my foot. I went with my foot because it was something easily that I could hide, and it's so ironic now because if you guys don't know, I am paralyzed, and when I had my car accident, this was the only tattoo that I had, and I was in and out of consciousness once they had got me out of my car. So when I was like in the hospital and stuff, they had put a lot of medicine in me, so I wasn't really awake. And when I came back for some testing, like months after my accident, I wheeled in and the lady was like, do you have a tattoo on your foot? And I said yes, and she kind of asked more about it, and she was like, I remember operating on you. I was in the emergency room whenever you came in, and I was part of the team that took care of you. And so it was a really easy way for me to talk about my faith and to witness to this lady. And even in a time where I wasn't able to speak, she saw my tattoo and she said she prayed for me, which I think is absolutely incredibly amazing. And so and now it's just one of my, I love this tattoo. I love all my tattoos. I don't regret any of them. Yeah, so that is my tattoos and piercings. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you have any tattoos and piercings because I would love to know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you again so much for watching. Bye guys.